everyone, it's Donna here with another part of Using Up Your Stash. This one's about stamps. I don't know if yous are like me, but I literally have 1,000 stamps or more, and I haven't yet to organise them all, so any ideas from me on the organisation would be good, but I kind of got a thing, but could do better. Using up your stash is a thing that I like to do. So I got tons of it, by the way, stash. So I use these. They're little photo albums. As you can see, little photo albums. I stamp my images ready to go. I'm always like to be prepared a little bit, especially when the mojo goes. So I have a whole stack of these and more and more and so on. And what I do is I stamp my images. Now, before you stamp your images, you've got to decide how you're going to colour them. So you cannot use watercolour on, for an example, a Copic paper or on just a cardstock or something. So you first of all, you've got to decide on how you're going to colour them. I love watercolour, so I do mostly watercolour. I have been doing some Copics, but do have all the Copics, but I like the watercolour. I seem to go back to that. Pencils, for an example, you might want to do pencils, all that kind of thing, but really for me, and I'd like the watercolour. So I always decide the paper first, then the stamp. Okay, so gorgeous girls. I have a ton of gorgeous stamps. So what I do is I stamp the gorgeous girls on the paper that I'm actually going to colour it. So I'm prepared. I do some samples and that. And I do my shapes already cut out. This is watercolour paper, this one. And I've already got my shapes all cut out, ready to go after I do it. Okay? After I stamp the images. Okay. See? So that's that one. Here's some more. These ones is Tilda. Have anyone heard of Tilda and Edwin? Okay. Again, you see I've already cut my shape out. And I did this with a die cut. So what I did here was I stamped the image on watercolour paper. And then I got a die cut and I went over it again. So I've done that lots. So they're ready to go. I'm using up my stamps. I know if they're in there that I want to make a card, I'll go straight to this and I don't have to go and search all my stamps because I've got a whole set done. I put the names on it. This one's Greeting Farm. And I've got one for each separate stamp company. See? And I also colour. Okay, so I do some colouring, ready to go, ready to when I'm totally bored or I'm, like I said, the mojo goes missing. So I do lots of these. Okay, have you noticed something with this one? Yeah, I coloured the socks in different. So what I'm going to do there is when I actually put this on a card, then I'll put something there or there to cover up one of them socks. So you don't know that I screwed up, okay? On this one, it's just a sample of the colour. I like that purple, so then this is a Copic, so I put the Copic colours there. I'm not going to send that to anyone, so I can do that. I've done that on quite a lot. This one here, I've already stamped Tilda. I've coloured her in. I've done that. And then when I go in to make the card, if I want to do the background, I can do that later. That one's Tilda. Remind me very much of Harry Potter or Hermione. So I sort of went on that kind of colour. So as you can see, all different colours. So Copics. These are a cheap one. This is a cheap brand I found. Wasn't really keen on it. Definitely not a Copic kind of thing. You get what you pay for, I suppose. There's another one of them I did. Different thing. This is a background one. I can colour, I can stamp in that later, and I can put hearts in it or whatever. So as you can see, that's what I've already started to do. Okay, so, and I've done lots of little ones. I've already cut all this kind of thing out. I love Jade Dragon. Jade Dragon. She's a bit out there, and I love her images. Okay, love her images. They're all a little bit strange, so I went and got them. I've got them all ready to go, and then I coloured some in. That was my first Copic, by the way. That was the first time I ever used Copic, so I was quite chuffed about that. And as you can see, her images are quite out there, but I absolutely love them. Okay, so I've got lots of them there, ready to go. Saturated canary, lots and lots of them ready to go. Okay, now I use mask as well. Has anyone seen masks? Anyone? This is probably 15 years old, this old thing here, and as you can see, it's fallen apart, so it's now time to get a new one. But my masks are these. So does anyone know how to use mask? Okay, so what a mask is if I want to put a back, okay, this one. So I want her in front of that tree. I'm going to stamp her first. This is just one of them sticky note things. I've stamped it and fussy cut it. I'm going to put that there. You can see I've used her quite a bit. Then I'm going to stamp the tree over her. So when you peel the mask away, you get the tree behind her. Okay, that's what a mask is. Now when I get new stamps that I really love, then I do lots of masks, as you just seen. Okay, now that's to using up my stash. So I'm using up my watercolour paper, I'm using up my Copic papers, I'm using up just normal cardstock, and I write on the back of it what paper it is so I know. And I'm using up my stamps and stuff. So I'm just going to show you some samples I did of cards using up these images that I'd already done. And then I was sitting here one day thinking, I don't know what I'm going to make. And then I thought, well, why not go into one of these, pick out some miniatures and make some cards. And that's what I did. Not so much a card maker all the time, but that's what I do. That's a Sherry Baldy image. Okay, so it's that one. This one's Tilda. Again, a Sherry Baldy image. Love her images. There's another one of her. Okay, these ones here are Tilda's. I'm just trying to go really quickly for you, showing you. Again, I've stamped her, done the background, and I've stamped her in there, but I've actually stamped it right on the edge. So I've stamped her first, then I stamped the frame. Okay, I've stamped her first, then I've stamped the background here, which is a fence, a stone fence, if I can show you real closely. And then she looks like she's standing in front of the fence. Okay, so these are just some of the images and flower cards I've done. Again, another Sherry Baldy image. I think this was, I'm not sure what that one, but I fussy cut all them little things. I've got her sitting on an actual fence. She's sitting on a log. So what I've done is I've stamped her first, I masked her, and then what I've done there is I've stamped that second. Oh, excuse me. Sorry about that. That's a Christmas one I did. Thought that was pretty cute. This one I did a set of twins going down, and I did Edwin, sitting on some rocks and putting his feet in the water and doing some fishing. Okay, now these ones here are these ones here are Gorgeous Girls. I love Gorgeous Girls, so I've got a whole heap of Gorgeous Girls stamped out. And so I've just simply done some of these here, quite basic. These have coloured in all with Copic, so this is all Copic. I've coloured the backgrounds in as well, the Copics. I like doing her in black and white, I must admit. And there's another one. Okay. And I just want to show you something really quickly. I created this a few years back, and I made one for a friend of mine, Lolly, over in America, and it's using dominoes. So I'm using up stash again, okay, and I had lots of dominoes somewhere, and I thought, well, why not make a book out of it? Okay, so there it is. So I'll just use that. Okay, and it stands. It's got 2 beads there, so it actually stands up. And what I've done is lots of stamping on the, did a concertina style and did lots of stamping on it. Okay, and on the front I fussy cut lots and lots of tiny little stuff and did little pages. Okay, and that's folds up into a concertina, as you can see. You tie the sides together and it becomes a little book. Okay, but again, using Stampin' Up, there's so many things you can do with stamping. You can stamp on the backs of images, you can stamp on the backs of pages, and endless. Just a few things I use up your stash, and this time it's stamps and paper. Hope you enjoyed that one. See ya.